I should share it to my story, but I've never shared it while we were to my story while we were live. So
Is that even a thing? Can you do it when you
I,
live?
yeah, I just did. I don't, and I did that because I clicked it by accident. So I'm like, let me go on and share it.
So it was meant for you to find out today that
Yeah,
you
so
can do
I guess I'll start doing that then. Sharing it to the regular page and story while we live. That's good. How was your day today?
it. It was actually pretty good. Though it was a little chilly, but it was a all in all, it was a good day. I did
Yeah,
some self-care today, so it was pretty good.
self care. Oh, that's what's up. I said I'm gonna do some self care this weekend. Definitely need it. Hey, Ladonna.
Yep, I did got my nails and toes done and took myself to lunch.
Yes.
And then I had a little drove myself to Wendy's to get some of that little tropical berry juice.
Okay.
So it was a good day. It was a good day.
That is good. Hey, guys. I don't know who's on. Those that have been on before, you kind of know what to do. Ask our guests questions. Put your comments on there. I'll put them on the screen. Share the live. Tag some people in. Those that are watching from YouTube, I don't know if you can share it while you're watching there or not, but if you can, go ahead and share that for us. And we'll go ahead and get started. Go ahead and give us an introduction.
So I am Catherine Eileen. It's so funny because I just started using my full name. It was just Cat, but I
Okay.
have evolved. So it's Catherine Eileen now. I am a life and relationship coach, minister, um, author, speaker, entrepreneur. I have two nonprofits, 501c3 nonprofits, and three businesses, I think. I think it's three. I don't know.
What do you do? You say, I think it's 30. What do you do?
So I do locks, and I had a brick and mortar shop for about. I just woke up one day. I'm like, you know what? I want a shop. I got a shop. It did great, but then I wasn't there a lot, so I'm like, this is a waste of money.
Okay.
So my husband was like, well, we can build your shop in the basement. We got plenty of room, so that's what we did.
Okay.
And then I make custom waist beads. So I have pre-made waist beads and I make custom waist beads. It's really a joy for me because I really focus on intention
Mm-hmm.
and healing and balance when I make my waist beads. So that's why I went the custom route. Um, and so I do those custom orders.
Okay.
And I have a consulting company, which is, I mean, it's coaching and consulting
Okay.
and I have private clients. And to give back, I also volunteer at a couple of different um, agencies or up and coming grassroots nonprofits doing some coaching and some facilitating and workshops and stuff. So,
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. I'm trying to get to that kind of busy overall, full time, working, networking, building my
yeah,
brand, and taking mental breaks, just kind of other things I don't really want to, speak on
yeah,
beforehand, but I'm busy all over the place. So I'm trying to get to the point where I can give back, like you're doing in the community like that.
yeah. It'll definitely come together. When I started out, I had a 9 to 5. Actually, I just left my 9 to 5 in December, so about six
Okay.
months ago. But
Okay.
I have found as busy as I am, I'm like, I'm tired of working from home, so I'm going back to work.
Oh, okay. So you don't
It
hear
gets
that too often.
lonely. It gets
Okay. That's
lonely. I'm like,
understandable.
I don't have any real social interaction. I don't get the opportunity to talk to people. I go to events a lot and do different things and I network and talk to people that way. But on a daily basis, um, it's like I'm sitting in the house and I'm like, everybody's at work. Um, and if it's a day where I have clients or I'm totally booked up, it helps. But if I don't have any clients or I'm not booked or I'm not busy, I'm like just sitting here. And I'm
Right.
like, why
Right.
am I just sitting here?
Right. Right.
Like, I don't know. So
No, that's understandable. You definitely need as much of a homebody that I am, introvert. I definitely love interaction as well. I can't handle too much of it because I get overwhelmed. But yeah, I understand needing that human interaction. So yeah,
hmm
it makes sense. I'm gonna have to get some waist beads from you as well too.
Okay.
But let's get into it. So what made you choose this topic?
So I am very, very passionate about people having healthy and happy relationships, not just intimate relationships. And
Yeah,
when I do my coaching, when I talk about relationships, that's kind of a whole kind of thing in itself. It's basically called relationship rules, our way, just to basically
yeah,
say, nobody's relationship is the same. I don't care if it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, mother, daughter, sister, brother, co-worker, a situationship, whatever that relationship is, nobody's are exactly the same. And I think a lot of people conform to what society says that it has to be, or it's supposed to be, or what it's supposed to look like. Or people, look at some of these celebrities and people on TV and it's like, oh, that's relationship goals. When in reality, we make our own relationship goals, because what works for me may not work for the next person. What works for the next person may not work for, somebody else down the line. And I am really, really big again, I want people to have, not only obtain healthy relationships, but I want people to be able to maintain healthy relationships, whatever that relationship looks like.
yeah.
um, so that's kind of my biggest platform that I stand on, because I'm so passionate about people having healthy relationships.
Yeah. Guys, get your questions and comments in to our guests. I'll be saying that throughout because it's the interaction. We're here for you. We're not here for each other. Well, yeah, we are. But because my guests be helping me as well. But I love how you said that, because that's my brand is like that as well. I kind of focus on men and women. Accountability. So accountability
Yeah.
does not have a gender. It goes for everybody. But yeah, I actually was in a situation recently with something like that, and I had to tell somebody, it was a family member, like, I don't do family like you do family. Like, everybody, reacts differently,
Hmm.
or, to different things. We have different vibes, we have different interests. Like, everything is different. You can't tell somebody you should be like this with your, family, or you should be like this with
Right.
your friends, or you should be like this with your, spouse or significant other. No, like, make up your own rules. I'm loving it. We definitely got to make up our own rules, because from
Yeah.
what I witnessed, a lot of things. Hey, YouTube. Hey, um, a lot of things I realized, and when I got into my brand, I kind of was standoffish beforehand, but now I'm more observant. I talk to a lot more people, so
Hmm.
a lot of things that I notice is people they follow trends heavy, and
Yeah. All the time.
it's so unhealthy. Like, so I love that you explained it the way you did. We do got to get to the healthy relationships, quote unquote, friendships, any ship,
Hmm.
in life, because yeah, we following trends. We trying to do like somebody else doing, and it's starting to become so unhealthy to where we're holding people to those standards, not knowing you causing somebody else to fall, trying to,
Yeah, absolutely.
so I love that. I definitely got to connect again with you, because I feel like we are here with our brands and what we're trying to do. So I definitely want to
Absolutely.
collab some more with you. So how can you spot a healthy relationship?
So I think spotting a healthy relationship for me is seeing people not be perfect, if that
Oh,
makes any
I
sense.
like that. I like that.
Because when it comes to a healthy relationship, I mean, again, nothing is perfect. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. We're going to argue, we're going to have some disagreements. We are two different people. And if I'm 100% and whoever I'm in a relationship with is 100%, we can't be the same person. We're different. And
Absolutely.
so a healthy relationship looks like, to me, yeah, you're going to argue. You're going to have some disagreements. How do you handle those disagreements? How do you handle those arguments? How do you talk to each other? How do you respond to each other? When you're not in the same room with that person, how do you talk about them?
Yeah.
How do you reference them?
Yeah.
So those are just some of the things to spot a healthy relationship. It's
I,
not perfect. To see the imperfections is one good way to spot a healthy relationship.
and I want to add to that, because like I said, I just dealt with something like this, and I feel like he takes me through so much stuff. Whatever topic or title I'm finna speak on, I feel like
Hmm.
that week or two before that, oh my God, when I say I'm going through it, and
Yeah.
I have to learn through it, I have to get through it, I have to push through it. And when I say the healthy relationship, so not to go into details, I want to add to that respect. That's how you know it's a healthy relationship. I can still respect you when we're disagreeing.
Absolutely.
I had a situation recently, and it was family members, and I said, now you're gonna make me treat you like somebody that's a stranger, and I got to cut you off because it's okay that you don't agree with what I'm doing, you know, how I move, who I hang with. It's okay if you want to voice that, but to disrespect and downright tarnish my character and talk to me like I'm just like I am a stranger on the street. Now I
Yeah.
have to put you like you are a stranger on the street because it's unhealthy, and I refuse to. I feel like I said, healthy relationships, you got to have respect because when it's unhealthy, and I think I'm going ahead of myself, but when it's unhealthy, you're mentally draining that person. You're
Absolutely.
beating that person down emotionally, mentally. You know what? We ain't gonna talk about physical. Hopefully, I ain't getting physical, but yeah, you gotta have respect for it to be a healthy relationship, no matter what you know what disagreement you guys are having. So
Yep.
there's
Absolutely.
no sense to add to to what you said. I was going to go to my next question, but we do have a commenter. I want to put his comment on the screen. It is pretty long, so I will have to. You might not be able to see the full, but I'll have to read it off for you.
And I can see it too. So
Okay, cool. So then I'll just read it for people that's viewing.
yeah.
Okay, so it said, I think you spot a healthy relationship by seeing both individuals be themselves comfortably and still merge happily at the same time. A lot of people are unhappy because they have no self identity. Ooh, that you want to tackle
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. And that's really the, what I was saying, because again, if I'm happy and you're happy, then we're gonna be able to talk about things even when we're in disagreement. But if we, start yelling or whatever, like, wait, pause, who are you? Because this, what you got going on over there. So I think you are absolutely correct. And seeing people be themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do. I don't know if I'm saying your name wrong. Kazi. Let me know if I said it wrong or right. But I do feel like there is a lot of internal struggle when people don't have self identity, especially in relationships. Because going back to what Catherine said earlier, so you try to. I disagree with you because you're not doing something that I would do or how I would do it. Now I'm to the point where okay, I'm disrespecting you or I'm downing you, and because you're not doing it the way I'm doing it. So I
Right.
want you to be like me. I don't want you to have your own identity. I want you to be like me. That's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Definitely unhealthy. He ain't say no. I guess I don't know. I guess one of them was saying it right. I kind of hate saying people's name because I don't pronounce it right, but I don't mean no harm, guys.
Listen, that's why I didn't say it. I was gonna say
I
Mr.
was like, should
Culture.
I say his name right now? Okay, and then you already tackled this, but I want you to go ahead and just kind of speak on it again. Does a healthy relationship mean it's a perfect relationship?
No, no. It's not gonna be, well, the answer is yes and no.
Okay.
Because some people can decide that they have a perfect relationship. Like for me, and with me and my husband, I have a perfect, imperfectly perfect relationship. Like it's perfect for me.
Yeah.
We have, our issues, we have our disagreements, we have um things that we have to discuss. We have to have those hard conversations, but it's perfect for me.
Yeah.
So all of our imperfections is perfect for me. So I think that literally, no, a healthy does not mean perfect.
Yeah.
However, figuratively, depending on what everybody's definition of perfect is, because everybody has a different definition of perfect when it comes to a relationship. We have people that are in domestic violence situations, and they'll still tell you, I
It's
got a great relationship.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that relationship is perfect for them, and it's absolutely 100% not healthy.
Yeah.
But to them, it's perfect. It's the best relationship.
Yeah.
And it could be a multitude of things. Either they don't know what love is, they don't know how they're supposed to be loved. They really believe that love hurts when it doesn't. It can be any multitude of things.
Yeah.
And then in just, any other ships, when we talk about families and friendships, um, again, same thing. What does perfect look like to you?
Yeah.
But so I would say literally no. Healthy
Yeah.
does not mean perfect.
Yeah, healthy relationships and perfect relationships are definitely in the eye of the beholder. You know, if that makes sense. So, and that's why I really hate my brand. I am goals. It's a I am. So you're reflecting on you being goals, not necessarily looking on another person being
Yeah.
goals and comparing yourself to them. Um, so when it comes to the healthy relationship or a quote unquote perfect relationship, I do feel like people need to, what you said, make your own rules. Go back to the foundation, unlearn a lot of things that you learned, and remake your own rules. Because what somebody might think is perfect and they try to tell you to do, you might try to do that and you be like, whoa,
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
unhappy with this, you know. So
And
yeah,
that's another thing too, we look at other people's relationship and it may look perfect, it may look like it's in harmony, but we really don't know what happens when they go inside their house and close their doors.
yes,
We don't know what's under the surface
yes,
because everybody can make everything look good, especially with social media these days. So it's
exactly.
like,
You don't know what just happened in the car before they got out and went to the
right, like I
like,
make
you
this look
know.
good because you just don't know. We done had a whole 20-minute,
Yeah.
25, 30-minute argument on the way to church. But
Okay.
when we get out the car, hey Saints, how you doing? Holding
Yeah.
hands and everything. But so.
When I was married, yes, when I was married, and we are great co-parents now, so there is literally no disrespect for him at all. But when I was married, honey, we was in church. When I tell you arguments from the house to the car, stepped on that lot, baby, we was holding hands, put on that face, praying at the altar, like all of that. And it wasn't in my eyes, it wasn't trying to look perfect, but it was that this is what I was taught. You know, this is what I
Yeah.
was told. This is what you're supposed to do. All the while unhappy. I'm divorced now, for those who already know, but so unhappy. You know, so yeah, I think unlearning is the best thing we all should do. These panels are very healthy and hopefully helpful because for those that are ready to unlearn, those that are ready to really experience their own identity and move, forward. I think these conversations are really going to help them.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. And people need to get outside of um the norm or the box. And
yeah,
I feel like oh my gosh, it was a movie. I don't remember what it was, but it almost kind of reminded me of the Matrix too. Like I feel like we are plugged in and we need to unplug because again, people, society, people, Christians, the church, whomever, your
yes,
parents, your grandparents have put all these rules on you and in your head. And it's like, that's not real life. Like, don't get me wrong, that might have worked for Big Mama and Big Daddy
at the time.
in 1962, but that's not gonna work for Cat and her boo in 2021.
Absolutely.
Like
It's
we can't do that because things are different. The world is different. So we can't follow what you told us. I mean, we can kind of use it as a blueprint, as an outline,
yeah.
but we still got to go through and adjust and make
Oh yeah.
changes. And like, okay, well, wait a minute. Yeah, I can't do that because Big Mama stay home and reared these children and
Yeah.
cleaned the house and cooked all day, and you had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you didn't do nothing, and she didn't have no money. Well, it's 2021.
Yeah.
I gotta go to work.
Bosses. Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's
am I gonna cook 2 meals a day? Like that ain't gonna happen. So
I like how you said unplug. It took me back to Cozy's comment when he said about people being robots. Like, yes, we are. When I feel like when you follow the quote unquote perfect or healthy relationship that they called back in the centuries and the days in old school, you are now becoming a robot to that, and it's not necessarily
yeah.
essential for 2021 and beyond. So let me put Brittany's comment on the screen. She said, "No relationship is perfect, but compromising and seeing the issue through makes it perfect for you all." Absolutely.
Yep.
To each his own. Your relationship is to each its own. Guys, I'm loving the comments. Get your questions in, share the live, tag somebody in, and let's use her for the next 35 to 40 minutes. Use
And
her
you
up,
know what?
guys.
It's so funny because like, and this is gonna sound so crazy. Well, let me tell y'all, it ain't crazy to me. But so let me know if it's crazy to y'all. People like if we go back and kind of really just think about how things are, um, And I use guys in this situation a lot because I find this happens more with guys than women. But don't get me wrong, it does happen both ways. So just say, for example, you and your guy friend, most women, probably about 92% of women, you in the mall, you walking down the mall, you hear this example all the time. A pretty girl walks by, your guy does one of these, do a double take, and then your girlfriend gets mad, like, why are you looking at them and you look too long, or and then it turns into this whole big mess, but my perspective is we're humans, we're energy, we're atoms, we're human beings. We're naturally drawn to other people, especially visually.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard. And when I hear women do it, it kind of does something to me because it's like that man is still a human being. He has eyes. I'm not saying I agree with any man disrespecting any woman, especially somebody that they're with. But my point is, people have eyes. You cannot get with somebody and then expect them to walk around like this with blinders on all day long
Mm-hmm.
and not see anybody and not acknowledge when they see another beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with them acknowledging it? Now, there is a thing to go overboard. Don't go overboard.
Yes, yes, yes.
But what's wrong with saying, "Oh my gosh, she's beautiful,"
Yeah,
or "Oh my God," like, or if you admire something about her body, because at the same time, women do it too. We
yeah,
might not look hard as men, but we be like, "Now why she come out the house with that on?" Or, "Oh my God, like,
yeah,
oh, her
yeah,
boobs look good." I mean, but when our guy friends do it, or our boyfriends, husbands, spouses, whatever, we create this whole mess of things, and it's like, whoa,
yeah. That's
like,
what I would love to be able to tackle that in itself, because I feel like that can go so deep and get so long.
yeah,
I
absolutely,
would love to tackle that in another panel by itself, because you're right. That could be a very good conversation to have and something to dissect. I would love to even have a man and a woman on that panel, just to get those views from both sides, because it's tough. It is tough, especially in the generation where cheating is so rapid. It's almost like, if you think too long on something, you're gonna make yourself do it. So it's kind of like,
right.
man, do I, man,
But
because I
and so, like, this
of
is,
it. It's like,
oh my God, Brittany. Okay, so this is going to like something totally different, but it's interesting that you brought cheating into that, because that is, I think, taking it a step further. But at the same time, we have to think about cheating when we also think about healthy relationships, right?
mhm,
Because if we have a healthy relationship, I'm not going to say cheating will totally diminish and it will be none at all. But I do think if you have an actual, like, not just for show or for saying it, but if you truly have a healthy relationship, the odds of cheating will be significantly reduced.
I agree. That I
Because
would
part of
absolutely
having
agree.
a totally healthy relationship is having an honest relationship.
Yeah.
And instead of, if something is happening where it's like, okay, whoa, we got to take a time out because I feel like you're not doing A, B, C, and D, and it's causing me to have these thoughts,
Yeah.
or this happened and you feel in some kind of way. So now I'm not getting what I need. So now I'm having thoughts about how I can get what I
Yeah.
need. And then we address the issue and we fix it.
Oh my God. See that, so we guys who wasn't here in the beginning, so both of us are a life and relationship coach. These type of topics are the topics we definitely need to tackle. It's the only way we're going to get us to a healthy state, a healthy
Absolutely.
mindset. I gotta do another panel with that. I definitely want to hit, no, because this is needed. You know what I'm saying? These are definitely conversations that are needed. One of my YouTubers said males take stuff too far, the porn too. So I would like to say to this, for those women who don't mind their man looking at porn. I've seen women post those things, they watch porn with their man together, or unless they have threesomes. These will be the same women who would get mad if their man turned and looked at another woman's butt. And I don't understand it for the life of me. I'm not here to try to understand it, but if you are allowing your man, if it's okay for him to do porn with or without you, if it's okay for threesomes and things like that, why would you explode if you walking in the mall and you see him turn and look at somebody's butt? You have been allowing it
Because
already.
they're not 100%. And then they're not 100% happy with themselves. That's the first thing, probably 9 times out of 10. And then second, you have to look at, why was I doing the threesomes? Was it because it was something that I really wanted to partake in and be
Yes.
a part of and
Yes.
experience? Or did I just agree to it because my significant other wanted to do it? I wanted to keep them happy. I didn't want to upset them. I didn't want to lose them if I said no. So were you really being 100% authentic with yourself when you agreed to do the threesome? Are you really being
Absolutely.
100% authentic with yourself and your partner by saying, "Oh, I don't care if you watch porn. It's cool." But then but internally it's really not okay.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's where
Yes.
the dishonesty comes in, which is going to cause us to not have a healthy relationship,
Oh, yes.
because you're doing things not for your internal pleasure, but you're doing it for all these other reasons. But on the outside, you're making it seem like, oh, you're down with it, it's okay, it's
Yes.
cool, when
Yes.
internally it's not.
Yes, yes. Ooh, I love that. I think a lot of us, we do lie to ourselves, especially women, because we do want to keep the man. Or, if he's not already our man, we're trying to do whatever to seem down so he can choose us. So yeah, I do think I'm sure men do it too, but I do think women do lie to themselves a lot and
Mm-hmm.
compromise on things they shouldn't compromise on just so they can have that man. And then once you got him, you're still unhappy. You're still unhealthy because it started off on an unhealthy foundation.
Absolutely.
So let me put another commenter's comment on the screen, then I'll go to my next question that I have. So Cozy said perfection is perception. Absolutely. It changes when we decide it does. It things we felt were one
Maybe it's supposed to say, if things we felt
okay.
were not perfect.
If we felt things were once perfect, then we see as a regret or a bad decision. Cozy, I messed that all up. I know I'm messing that all up. But I like the fact that you said perfection is perception. It changes when we decide that it does. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, I
It's in,
agree.
it's in the eye. Perfection is in the eye of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all type that in tag me. Okay. I forgot where I left off. Okay, so give one or two. Put it on the screen. Give example of one or two boundaries that healthy relationships should have.
Boundaries, as in boundaries are things to keep it healthy, or boundaries to keep it from not being healthy?
Uh,
Well, I'll just answer it the way it is, the way I perceive it, because my perception is my reality.
okay. There we go. There we go.
Okay, so let's see. Give an example of one or two boundaries healthy relationships have. One, first and foremost, a healthy relationship should have 100% complete honesty.
Yeah.
If there's not complete honesty, it's not going to be healthy out the gate, because somebody is going to lie or not be their true authentic selves, which is going to cause room for decisions to be made not based upon truths.
Yeah.
So that's one. The second boundary for a healthy relationship that people should have that want a healthy relationship is communication.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know how to communicate to have a healthy relationship. And when I say communicate, I put that in a bundle, but I'm talking about, you have to know how to love it through communication. You have to know how to argue fair, which is
Absolutely.
communication. You have to know how to have those hard conversations, communication.
Yeah.
You have to know when to be alpha and when to step back.
Yes.
And that goes for both. That goes for both parties,
Yeah.
whomever is involved in this relationship.
Yeah.
And I think all of that is wrapped up in communication. So one, honesty. Two, communication.
Yeah, and in healthy relationships too, when we're going to disagree, it's two different people, two personalities, two upbringings, two different everything. The thing to the boundary to make sure you never cross and have and keeping and maintaining a healthy relationship is never hit below the belt, especially because you're mad. Don't hit below the belt, because once them words are out, even after you say I'm sorry, I apologize, I was just in my feelings, that stuff is still sticks to their heart.
Yeah, and you can't take that back.
You
I
can't
mean,
take
it'll be 15 years later and they still gonna remember what
yeah,
you said.
until
I mean,
they
yeah,
will remember it until they heal from it, and you
yeah,
can't tell somebody when they should heal from something. So if it's somebody you love, you definitely have to not hit below the belt when you're having a disagreement or discussion or something like that. Definitely honest.
absolutely.
Honesty is the best key. I know women, we tell men to lie. Why you lie? Just keep it real. We might still deal with you. Just keep it real. Men don't realize though, just if you're so honest, trust me, most women probably still want to deal with you. Just be honest so we know what we're getting ourselves into and give us the choice to
Yeah,
fight or flight.
absolutely. Don't take our choice away. But
Yeah.
here's the thing with that though. If you say it, you have to mean it. And the only way you can mean it is if you have 100% self-love for yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you say to a guy, just tell me the truth, that's all I want you to do is tell me the truth. And he say, you know what? Okay, you pissed me off 2 weeks ago and I was mad. I went to the bar, I got drunk, I ran into a homegirl that I used to know, and we hooked up.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, she throwing stuff, want to kick you out the house. And it's like, but you told me to be honest. Like,
that is a two-way door, because I do hear a lot of men saying that too. Like, women don't really want honesty. Y'all like when we lie to y'all, because when we are honest, you degrade us. And so here's the thing with that, ladies, too. We're not saying you have to be okay with the truth. We're not saying you have to be okay with the truth, but don't ask for the truth and then react in a unhealthy way.
absolutely.
Once he gives you the truth, let that man speak his truth. If you're going to ask, if you don't want to hear the truth, don't ask for it. Live in your fairy tale land.
Absolutely.
Just leave it peaceful the way it is. So, okay. So another commenter says some women will know what they get into and still have an issue with it. Yes. Yeah.
They do. And again, that goes back to women lying to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I meet you and I know that you still having relations with whoever you was with prior to, or maybe your baby mama or whatever, and I'm like, you know what, it's cool because we ain't that deep anyway, it's whatever.
That's
And
a
then a
favorite
couple of months
saying.
later, now it's like, and they like, what's wrong with you? Well, I mean, why was you at their house? Well, I mean, I told you I was still dealing with them and you said you was cool with it. I mean, but that was then. I'm like, wait, whoa.
Yeah.
Like,
When did it change? When did
so,
we had a discussion? Yeah. No,
yeah,
absolutely true. And I've been there, man. I had to check myself plenty of times. And I would find myself telling somebody, "Nah, we ain't even like that. We cool. We just, we chilling." And then when I see something, then I'm like, excuse you? You're like, wait, what? I mean, so yeah. No.
yeah. And like Frederick said, if you knew what was going on and you was cool with it, but then you really secretly got an issue with it, then you were never cool with it in the first part. But
Absolutely.
you just thought that you was going to have a missed opportunity.
Yes.
And instead of being open and honest,
Yep.
you decided to continue to harbor and internalize your true feelings and say, oh no, it's cool, but it wasn't cool.
Yeah.
So just say that, because guess what? If it's not cool, that person is either going to do one or two things. They're going to say, okay, you're not cool with it, then I'm about to stop doing all this stuff because I'm really digging you and I want to be with you. I want to kick it, see what it's going to be. And I'm stop. Or they're going to be like, okay, well, I'm not going to stop doing that. Then that's your cue that's not who you need to be dealing with at that moment.
Yep.
But for fear of, I believe it's for fear of, rejection, fear of, not being with this person or them not being interested in you no more if you tell them how you really feel. And again, it all goes back to that self-love.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not really into it, or I'm not riding with you like that, or I don't want you to do it, I'm gonna tell you, no, that ain't cool.
Yeah.
And instead of saying it's cool, but then you secretly are mad at them and you secretly have attitudes, and then they like, I mean, I ain't do nothing to you. We having a good day. Why you got an attitude? And all the while you got an attitude from the first thing when you never really was okay with something when you said you was.
Yeah. And I've been there, done that. I said I'll never again. And people wonder why I date the way I date. And a lot of them be like, oh, you too hard, you too hard. No, because I know I've been through a lot. I know what I'm putting up with and what I'm not putting up with now. I will no longer again say I'm okay with something that I'm not okay with. So if you don't show me, something that I can compromise on and I'm willing to compromise on, that I don't have to lie to myself about, then you're not for me. Like, we don't need to date. Go on and find somebody else, and I'm okay with that. Like, I don't need to be dating all the time. I don't need nobody in my face all the time. So yeah. Tandra said you hit that right on the head. Yes, ma'am, she did. Look, I be having my talks with Tandra. She knows. Yes. So what is one pro for women to having a healthy relationship?
Happiness.
Yes.
complete and utter happiness. Let me tell you something. So when I met my husband, I told him out the gate, I said, you know what? I don't believe in monogamous relationships, but if that's what you want, I can do it.
What?
Like I can do it, but I'm just letting you know I don't believe in monogamous relationships. He was like, shit, it's cool, you know. I mean,
I've
so
never heard a woman say that. I'm sorry. I'm so hold on.
that's a whole nother show, Brandy. A whole nother show. I mean, you know, I'm an open book.
See the woman say
But
that.
yes, that is one of my truths. I don't honestly, I don't believe in monogamous relationships. Partly for the reason that I told you, and I can explain more later on this show or a later time. Either one, it doesn't matter. But I say that to say, but that's a pro because I was open and honest and upfront, and we had that conversation. I'm happy.
Mhm.
I think that's a great pro to be really happy and not be miserable. Because had I not told my husband that and we didn't have those conversations, I would probably be sitting in a corner somewhere like, this is not what I wanted. Oh my God, he's such a Southern Baptist. And like I would be miserable. Like on the inside, I would be miserable. I would be like, oh
You know what?
Jesus. Like, but because I told him that up front, we were open and honest and had those conversations. So
I want to say to that, back to the comment from one of our YouTubers, when they were talking about porn, and I mentioned threesomes and stuff. So here's the deal with that. I would say I see a lot of people, women, who don't believe in polygamous relationships. Um, I would see them do threesomes, and I would tell them, why are you doing threesomes? If you do not agree with your man being with somebody else, why are you doing threesomes? What is that for? Like, are you really doing it because you want to do it? Or back to what you said earlier, are you doing it just because you think this is what he wants? You
mhm.
compromising your happiness to get him what he wants. And then, and I'm gonna say this because I know I can't find. I'm gonna say maybe one out of maybe hundreds of women I'm gonna talk to that did threesomes. They have, after the threesome, they became insecure. And I'm like, why would you put yourself in that position? You know, your truth, your honest truth was you don't believe in polygamy. So why allow another woman into your bedroom with your husband? And now you're visualizing him being pleased by her. You're visual, or
Right.
you know, you're visualizing him being pleased by her. You're visualizing him pleasing her. Now that image is in your head. So when the threesome or fun time is over, now you got these insecurities coming up, and now you're wondering, are they talking outside of the threesome? You know, is he now interested in other women? Like, do not put yourself in that position. You know what I'm saying? To be
Mhm.
quote unquote unhappy or insecure. You know, that's just my 1.5 cents on that. When oh, I got to have you on again, or I'm gonna be on yours or something, because we got so much to talk about, especially the not monogamous thing. I've never heard a woman say that. I'm so interested in
Really?
that. I've never heard a woman say that ever, ever. So okay, so that's what that was women. That was on women. So what is one pro for men to having a healthy relationship?
I would say it's the same thing. Happiness. Um, happiness because and peace. I would say for men the one pro would be peace for
Yeah,
men
I
because
think.
a lot of men look for peace
Yeah, yeah,
when they look for relationships. They want peace.
yes.
They want to be peaceful. So I would say, yeah, peace for men.
So the pro for those who are on or that'll be coming on later. So the pro for a healthy relationship for men will be peace. The pro for having a healthy relationship for women would definitely be happy within and without, or outer, however you say it. Do you need to go through unhealthy relationship in order to know what a healthy one is?
No, um, I don't think you have to be go through an unhealthy relationship to know what a healthy one is because then that goes back to um our childhood. Was your relationship with your mom healthy? Was it peaceful? Was it love? Was the relationship with your father love? Um, I think that to say because here's the thing, just as some people, I think it's easier for people to be accustomed to unhealthy relationships that and when they're in an unhealthy relationship they don't realize it's an unhealthy relationship because that's normal to them.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't think you have to go through unhealthy relationships to know what a healthy one is.
Yeah.
And I say that from my own personal experience. And here's the thing, like, I don't know what it is, but I believe that I'm touched. I believe that I'm special. I believe that I have a gift. When I was 11 or 12 years old, my mother would try to tell me, okay, sorry, it
Oh
was a
yeah, I'm
little bit
like
of
it's
echo, so I put
ringing.
my headphones on.
Okay.
My mom had said, made a comment to me. I was 11 or 12 years old, and she was basically starting to talk about, oh, well, your dad was this, he did this, he cheated, he did. I said, I stopped her, like 11 or 12. I'm like, what a minute, lag on the play. I said, and my exact words to her at the age of 11 or 12, I said, no, 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 we're not going to do that. I don't care what my father did with you.
Okay.
That's you and my father's relationship. My relationship with my father is my relationship with my father. He treats me good. He loves me. He takes care of me. I ain't got nothing to do with what y'all had going on, and you will not tarnish my mental capacity and my brain about what my father's relationship is with me. Ever since that day, she was like, okay. And every time she would even start to say something about my dad, and I'll give her that look, and she will stop and be like, oh, yeah, I can't say nothing about her daddy. You
Yeah.
can't.
And I love that because I'm a firm believer that just because you are a bad or not good at being a spouse or a partner, that does not mean you're not a good dad. That does not mean you're not a good mom. You just don't know how to be in a relationship with another adult, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't agree with the whole unless that child is seeing the things, you know, actually seeing, you know, dad mistreating mom or vice versa, because women, you know, women are something else too. Unless that child is actually physically, you know, visually seeing these things, and you have to explain to them that, I don't think those conversations should be had. You know, just
Absolutely.
with you bringing it to the child. Now, if the child comes to you because they're just wondering, you know, what's, you know, how did dad treat you or how did mom treat you, then maybe that's an open door to discuss it. But just to say it just because you mad at the other parent, yeah, no, I don't think that's
No,
healthy at all.
and she wasn't mad that day. She just wanted to disclose information. And I'm like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
And I also think that when people have experienced unhealthy relationships, it causes them again to think that it's normal. And I think it pushes them into more unhealthy relationships because
oh yeah.
that's normal to them.
And so when you get healthy, it doesn't seem right. So you flee from healthy and go find another unhealthy. Yeah, I absolutely agree. So guys, I have a couple more questions and then we'll be closing out. So if you got any more comments or questions for her, please. He said he's having audio issues. Can you hear both of us or no? But yeah, we're gonna close out in a few. So ask her any questions, get your comments in. Um, because we'll be closing. Can you hear me?
I can still hear you. Hmm.
Okay, I put my earphones in. I don't know if maybe that'll help the audio with them or not. Um, but yeah, guys. So her Facebook page is in the caption as well. She, like I said, she's a life and relationship coach as well. She does a bunch of other things. If you guys want to connect with her outside of here, her link is in the caption of this video. Definitely hit her up. A lot of
Please
you
do.
guys,
Please do.
a lot of you guys follow me on Facebook. You may not want me knowing your business, but she is a life and relationship coach. So book some sessions with her. You know, if you want to vent or you know if you need to get your life together. Um, oh, he said it's on his end, not ours. I'm sure like I don't hear it, but share the live, tag somebody in. If you want to be a guest on the show at any point, those who've been watching, you kind of know how these goes. You kind of know we dig into some conversations people don't want to talk about, but it's much needed. Inbox me, inbox her. She also has her own podcast and show, so you know we can get you on the screen. So
Absolutely.
how do you spot when a healthy relationship is starting to turn into an unhealthy one?
When you feel like you have to be deceitful, it's starting to go left,
Yeah.
and you need to stop and figure out where you need to reevaluate at. Um, I think that's one of the main ways you can spot when it's going to go not it's not going to be a good outcome, because if you have to lie about anything that you're doing, about anybody that you're talking to, that's not a good sign.
Yeah.
um and that's, I mean, really that goes for any relationship, siblings, co-workers, friends. If you're my friend and I feel like I have to lie to you and can't be honest, our relationship at that point is getting ready to be unhealthy, because I'm being deceitful, I'm keeping something from you. Am I really your friend? Um it might hurt, whatever the truth is, but if I'm your friend, I owe you that.
Mm-hmm.
um so I think that's the moment you feel like you have to not tell the truth, and the moment you feel like you have to lie is when it's going to turn into an unhealthy one.
Yeah. Yep.
Or, I mean, out of the blue, for whatever reason, if it's any kind of physical abuse, obviously
Yeah, definitely.
it's
Yes.
unhealthy at that
Ooh,
point.
yeah. And you
um
see the signs of that, yes, ma'am.
and I would
Especially
say, I would even go back to something you said too, and just say respect overall, because people's respect boundaries, that's a fluid line. It can be kind of wavy for whoever is in it, because respect again looks different for everybody.
yeah,
um and depending on what that disrespect is, could be signs that it's starting to turn into something that's not good.
yeah, yeah. I would definitely say the signs to spot when it's about to turn unhealthy. Definitely the lying, especially if it's habitual lying. Lying, disrespect, deception, um, physical abuse, and definitely I want to add manipulation. Because if
Yes,
you starting to manipulate or feel like you need to manipulate somebody to do what you want them to do or whatever, yeah, that's starting to be an unhealthy relationship for sure.
absolutely, for
Um,
sure.
so what can people do when their relationship is starting to become unhealthy?
Seek help. Do not call your friends. That's gonna give
Ooh,
you bad
say that
advice.
one again.
Do not call your friend. Those are the worst people to call. And definitely don't call the friend that you tell them one thing and the first thing out their mouth is you need to leave.
The friend that don't like him secretly or like her secretly.
Because, if you love this person and it ain't no serious issues, you don't tell your friend to leave somebody. So why you really want them to leave? Don't call that friend. Don't call your friend that's gonna go key his car up and bust his windows out.
Oh, what?
Don't call that friend.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah,
call, like, I think that when it's starting to become unhealthy, though, no, seriously, all jokes aside, you truly need to have a conversation with that person that the unhealthy relationship is happening in,
first,
because
yeah,
honestly that's the only way you're going to figure out what the problem is and how we're going to fix it. But in the event that both parties or whoever is heated and you can't have that conversation, and you do need somebody else to just kind of vent to and listen to you, I suggest really talking to somebody who is unbiased.
yes.
Don't talk to somebody who's overly Christian,
Whew.
because that ain't gonna work either. Um, so I say, you know, first of all, talk to yourself, talk to God, your higher power, your ancestors, the universe, whoever you need to talk to. Go to your quiet place and vent and let it all out. Pray for clarity,
Yeah.
pray for understanding, pray for whatever it is that you need in that moment. And then when you're ready, go back and have a conversation that you are having this unhealthy situation with whomever, and then work it out from there.
And I
If
would
and or if you cannot, if you don't have a coach or a therapist or somebody that you got on speed dial or got a returner with that you can call immediately, um, definitely just go somewhere by yourself, have some quiet time, and talk to yourself, talk to your God, whomever that is.
yeah,
Your universe, your
right. I don't
ancestors,
get into it. Yeah,
whatever that
whatever
is,
brings
whatever that
peace.
looks like for you.
Yeah,
Just have that private conversation with yourself, meditate, and have that conversation that's needed to be had with the other person involved, so that you both can come to a resolution to fix the problem and get it back on track, or make whatever decisions you need to make.
yeah. So I was definitely gonna say if you need an actual physical body human being, definitely a therapist, a life coach, somebody who is definitely unbiased. So not a family member who can't stand him or her
Right.
because exactly what Frederick said, they can't stand that person because you done told them all kind of bad stuff about them. So of course when you go to them about something, they already gonna be on edge. So
Or they envious of your relationship anyway.
Or they already
and they don't want you to be happy because they miserable.
Exactly. That part. Woo, that part. But yeah, so you always need somebody who is unbiased and who wants to see you and the other person happy. Because it's not always about you. Sometimes you're the issue in the situation. So when you go to somebody, you don't need somebody that's being a yes man, like, oh, for real, they did. You don't, oh, yeah, child.
You absolutely need somebody who's going to check you.
Who's going to check you. Big fact. You need somebody who's going to check you and say, nah, you the one tripping. Because overly Christian got me weak. Yeah, no, we don't do those either. Yeah.
I mean, don't listen. Okay, so I don't know if I said this, but I'm a minister too. So
you did, yeah, that's why I like when you said overly Christian, because you said you was a minister earlier. Yeah.
It's okay to have some Christian friends and some people that are good, but some people are super spiritual and over spiritual, and they Bible thumpers, and they bend the rules to make it fit whatever the situation is that they want it to fit in, and that really ain't what it means. Or they want to bash you and condemn you for all of your sins when they not talking about their sins and the stuff that's in their closet that they doing too.
Yeah.
So
it's a scripture says, don't be so heavily bound that you're not earthly good. Yeah, those people, like you, everything I come to you about, it literally has to have some type of God or spiritual Jesus, something in it. You can't be real with me. Like, okay, come down for a minute and come to my level.
Right. I need you to be human.
Yeah, be human in a little bit, Jeez. Okay. All right, guys. So I am going to my last question. Got any comments, questions for her? Get them in because this is the very last one and it won't take long. Again, don't hesitate to hit her up. Her information is in the caption of the video, so you guys have access to her. Follow her. She got a lot of good stuff going on, and we'll probably be tag teaming again because she got a lot of stuff I want to talk about again on here or on her platform because she podcasts and got a show and stuff as well. So the last one for today. Do you have any last words of wisdom you want to give our guests?
Love yourself. Be honest with yourself. Whatever inner healing or outwardly healing that needs to be done, do it in whatever relationship it is that you are working on, building towards, or have. Because if you are 100% honest with yourself and have self-love for yourself, it will make your relationships be a lot more happier and healthier, and the world will be a much better place. And I promise there's somebody out there for you. And so, like Brandy said a while ago, stand your ground, speak your truth, whatever that is. If you don't like something, you don't like it. If you do like something, you like it. Just say that. Say what it is, because that one or two people might walk away, but your person is out there. They out there and they waiting on you. They just need you to be honest with yourself and with everybody that you encounter so that you can get to the right person that's meant to be with you.
Be you, be authentically, unapologetically you.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in. Hit up our guest afterward. Tell her how good she did. She did really, really good. Again, if you want to be a guest, inbox me. I'm always willing to have these conversations on this platform, even on my personal page for those that follow me. Thank you, Tandra. Tandra said, this is really good, lady. But yeah, we are out. I was going to say, enjoy y'all Saturday, Lord. I always do panels on Saturday, so I'm used to seeing
I know. I was like, that's okay. Enjoy your weekend. It's supposed to be sunny.
That too. So I will talk to y'all later. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Good night. Bye.